But what I'm outraged by is, first of all, one arrest. There should have been paddy wagons full of these people. When you break property, you use Molotov cocktails, you aim fireworks at police. They should all be arrested. It should be a zero tolerance. Everyone says, you know, we need safe spaces and zero tolerance for this and zero tolerance for that. Well, how about zero tolerance for people with sledgehammers destroying property and threatening people's personal safety? The person who used the pepper spray should go to jail. It's outrageous.
Yeah, you mentioned that. We have video there of somebody who appeared to be a Trump supporter being sprayed with something in the face, mace or pepper spray or something, and you would think that that video would be enough to at least have an initial arrest or conversation with a law enforcement officer. One of the things that Milo says in these situations, and you talk about how he kind of courts this, it works for him. I mean, it's good for his brand, but he says that the left has essentially gotten so lazy they can't argue anything on content that they've now resorted to bullying because they can't actually argue facts and content. Do you think that's an accurate description of where we are?
Oh, yeah, no, I think that's absolutely true. You know, I wrote a book called Liberal Fascism almost a decade ago, and even then the best working definition of a fascist in America was simply a conservative who's winning an argument. The way the left operates is they just try to shout down anybody who disagrees with them. These campuses are basically these little sort of soft totalitarian states where disagreement is actually a heresy. And I don't, you know, I mean, by all means, Milo has every right to speak. He has free speech rights. They should have let him speak. The far smarter strategy would be to ignore these things. But the clampdown on free speech that's more troubling is when they block people like Condoleezza Rice from being able to give a speech. The whole point of protecting outrageous speech is that it keeps the zone of speech, free speech, for reasonable, important speech safer. And the way they do this kind of stuff, it is so counterproductive. It feeds into the worst impulses on both the right and the left. I think Berkeley and the administration of Berkeley should be ashamed of itself.